What's going on, NBA fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central. I'm one of your hosts here, Haize. You can follow me at CEO Haize right off the top. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and if they are, the reasons why they are a legit title contender this season. Let's get into all that and more right after this.
The number one place for your daily basketball fix, NBA Central. Hosted by the one and only CEO Haize.
All right, NBA fans. So, the Cleveland Cavaliers, every season, there's a team that makes an acquisition that on paper looks good, and it doesn't really come to fruition in reality. And this is where I was completely wrong about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I thought that this team was going to be a team that just was not going to work out the way that it looked on paper. I thought the addition of Donovan Mitchell, while adding a lot of talent to that team, I had questions about what the backcourt was going to look like, what was the defense going to look like with that small backcourt. And I waited to make this video for a while because I wanted to get some games in there with Darius Garland playing with Donovan Mitchell really before I did this evaluation and called myself to the carpet for being wrong. But let's talk about just how good of a team the Cleveland Cavaliers have been this season. And we're going to go right to the statistics with it. I'm sorry if you guys aren't basketball nerds. This may start boring you, but where it is, the Cleveland Cavaliers have the 6th ranked offense. They're shooting 47% as a team from the field, almost 40%, 39.9% to be exact, from three. They're 12th in the league in assists, 7th in rebounds. They have one of the most efficient offenses in the NBA, and this is not something that I expect. This is where I thought things were going to go wrong. I also thought defensively, we'll talk about the defense aspect from it in a minute, but Darius Garland has now played in 4 games. He's averaged 19 points exactly in those 4 games, and the fit between him and Donovan Mitchell, while there are times where they both chunk up a lot of shots and they aren't shooting too efficiently overall, but the offense just seems to work. Donovan Mitchell so far in the season averaging 31 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0 points, almost a block per game, and having one of the best efficiency ratings of his career with a PER of 25.96, so almost a 26 PER there from Donovan Mitchell. That is the best efficiency season in his career. And that's where I thought things may not go wrong. I didn't know how efficient Donovan Mitchell would be. He's averaging the highest efficiency rating of his career, while also the highest true shooting percentage of his career at 64.6% true shooting percentage. And his usage rate is actually the exact same as what it was his last season in Utah at 32.5. It was 32.7. Very small fluctuation there. So what we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell, and while a lot of those games have come without Darius Garland being out there, but we're seeing Donovan Mitchell has evolved as a player on this team. He's playing a role on this team that is much needed in the 9 games he's played so far. And that's what's changing this team. I said it before the season over on Locked On Bulls. I said this, that if Donovan Mitchell learns to kind of be what DeMar DeRozan became for the Chicago Bulls last season, that it was going to take this team to new heights. And Donovan Mitchell has done that and exceeded that in many ways. And then when you look at the efficiency from everybody else, Evan Mobley, their third highest scorer with 15.2 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, almost 2 blocks per game from Evan Mobley. And then we already know what Jared Allen is. That front court anchor in this team, right, of Jared Allen and Darius Garland. I'm sorry, of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and then the backcourt of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, with Karis LeVert coming in there as well, averaging 13 points per game. Not as an efficient season, but not terrible as well. He has a 19 PER, he has a PER of 12.2. But then the resurgence of Kevin Love. Kevin Love back on the team that's playing for something has just been completely different. It's been a difference maker in a lot of games for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. This team is a team that's exceeding even some of the most optimistic Cavs fans, that they're exceeding all those expectations. Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks have looked amazing as well, right? They have looked great. But the Cleveland Cavaliers aren't that far off in a lot of the same areas as far as offensively with this team. And as a basketball fan, seeing this team come together in this way, the nice mix of youth and veteran leadership now that they have on the team with Kevin Love and Donovan Mitchell on that squad. This is a team that is going to pose a lot of trouble for a lot of teams in the NBA. 10 games into the season, they sit at 8-2, second in the Central Division, second in the Eastern Conference overall, and their style of play is one that can still get better because now that Darius Garland is back, only playing 4 games on the season so far, they still have another level that they can take this offense to with him coming back and being healthy alone. But we left out one side of the ball, one side of one, and that is the defensive side of the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers, where I thought they were going to face some trouble, specifically in the backcourt. I didn't know how much that front court can even soak that up. But when you look at it, they have the best point differential in the league right now at plus 10.8, almost plus 11 in the point differential, highest in the NBA. There's not even up for question. They have the highest point differential in the NBA while they have been missing one of their best players for over half the season so far. They are second in the NBA at rebounding differential, out-rebounding teams by 7.2 rebounds per game. They have the third-ranked defense, and they have the second-best team defensive rating in the league at 105.2, second only to the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a team that is getting it done on both sides of the ball. They're putting in the work on both sides of the ball, and I'll tell you what, while you may look at this roster and say, hey, there may be some depth issues going on as it gets to playoffs and things like that, I don't know, man. I'm looking at this team, and this is a team that is going to pose some threats and be a scary, scary out for any team with the way they are playing offensively and defensively this season. Now, everything hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for them. Isaac Okoro, who a lot of people did have pegged and hope was going to come in, his defensive versatility was going to be huge for this team. He seems to have fallen out of favor, only averaging 15 minutes per game, down from his 29 minutes per game last season. He actually has a negative PER. He's only averaging 2.2 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, 0.4 assists, not even 0.1 rebounds per game. He's not playing well, right? And this was a player that a lot of people thought was going to be somebody who made up for the defensive limitations of the backcourt. But Karis LeVert putting together a solid season, as I said. Kevin Love having a resurgence in this season so far. Dean Wade, solid season off the bench for this team as well. This is a team that you can see having success, not only now, and that's what's scary about it, is that this is a team built for success for years and years to come. And as you look for this team to continue to be able to add to it in the future, the sky is the limit for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's a struggle to say that, right? This is by far the best non-LeBron James Cleveland Cavaliers team it's in the last 20 years. By far. It's not even up for question. And the way that they're playing ball, the way they are going about getting these wins, the differential, the defense, the offense. This is a team that, while many thought coming into the season that they were going to be a good team, that they were going to be a team that definitely pushed some things and changed some things in the Eastern Conference, we are now looking at not only a team that's doing that, but a team that very well may be one of the best teams in the NBA this season. While a lot of the attention has gone to the Utah Jazz, who are at the top of the Western Conference, and a lot of people wouldn't have guessed or assumed that, it's a team that I feel like the Utah Jazz are eventually going to come back down to earth. I just do. I still love what they're doing over there. But there's still something extremely special about what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing on both sides of the ball and just getting it done, grinding out the season, missing one of their better players for most of their games. Tell you what, as somebody who loves basketball overall, it's a fun story. And we'll see how it ends right now. We'll see how it ends. But let me know what you guys think about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do you see them so far, young season so far, as legitimate title contenders possibly, or at least Eastern Conference finalists, contenders in this season so far? Let me know what you think down below. Are you like me? Did you not expect this team to come together this well, this early on? Sound off on all of it down below. Still don't have any social media. You can follow me personally, though, at CEO Haize. We don't have anything for the show yet. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well as we continue to grow this channel out. Thank you for tuning in. Like I like to end everything on. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.